Tom Selleck has carried more authentic Western firearms on screen than any Hollywood actor. But most people don't realize he's a serious collector who personally owns many guns from his films. I've analyzed his complete Western filmography and studied the historical significance of each weapon to identify 6 firearms that truly stole the show. But here's what Hollywood doesn't want you to know. The Western firearms Tom Selleck wielded are far more historically significant and valuable than his famous Magnum PI pistol that everyone remembers. Hit subscribe right now because this deep dive into Hollywood's most authentic Western arsenal reveals firearms history that most gun enthusiasts never learn. Number 6. Ivory-gripped Colt SAA reproduction, Monte Walsh, 2003. Starting at number 6, we have the gun that represents everything elegant about the Old West. But Tom Selleck's choice to use this specific reproduction tells a deeper story about authenticity in Western films. In Monte Walsh, Tom Selleck plays an aging cowboy facing the end of the frontier era. The ivory-gripped Colt single-action army he carries isn't just a beautiful prop, it's a faithful reproduction of the type of gun that successful cattlemen and lawmen actually carried when they could afford such luxury. Selleck insisted on using a period-correct reproduction rather than a modern interpretation. The Colt single-action army, first manufactured in 1873, features a .45 Colt chambering, 7.5-inch barrel, and the iconic single-action mechanism that defined the American West. The ivory grips weren't just decorative. They provided better grip in wet conditions and were a status symbol among those who could afford them. Original ivory-gripped SAAs from the 1870s to 1880s now sell for $15,000 to $25,000 at auction. Selleck's attention to detail matters because Monte Walsh deals with the death of the cowboy era. Using an authentic reproduction reinforces the film's themes about the end of a way of life. Elegant revolvers define status, but number 5 shows the working cowboy's reality. Number 5. Winchester 1887 12-gauge shotgun, Monte Walsh, 2003. At number 5, we have the shotgun that revolutionized American firearms design, and Tom Selleck's use of it in Monte Walsh demonstrates why this weapon became essential for frontier survival. The Winchester Model 1887 represented John Browning's first successful shotgun design for Winchester. In Monte Walsh, Selleck's character uses this lever-action shotgun for both hunting and protection, exactly how real cowboys and ranchers employed these weapons in the 1880s and 1890s. The Model 1887 features a 12-gauge chambering with a lever-action mechanism that could fire both 2 and 3/4-inch and 3-inch shells. The 22-inch barrel provided excellent balance for mounted shooting, while the 5+1 capacity offered significant firepower. John Browning's design was so advanced that it remained in production until 1901, with over 64,000 manufactured. This wasn't just another shotgun, it was the weapon that proved lever-action mechanisms could work reliably with shotgun shells, paving the way for modern tactical shotguns. Monte Walsh used this shotgun in scenes depicting the harsh realities of ranch life, where versatile firearms meant survival. Shotguns provided versatility, but number 4 brings us to precision at distance. Number 4. Winchester 1876.45 to 60, Crossfire Trail, 2001. Number 4 takes us to the rifle that Winchester designed specifically for big game hunting, and Tom Selleck's use of it in Crossfire Trail showcases why this was the preferred long-range weapon of serious frontiersmen. Crossfire Trail cast Tom Selleck as Rafe Covington, a man of his word trying to fulfill a promise to a dying friend. The Winchester 1876 he carries represents the kind of serious rifle a man would choose when his life depended on making long, accurate shots. This wasn't a casual choice. The 1876 was Winchester's answer to demands for a lever-action rifle that could handle powerful cartridges. The Winchester 1876 chambered in .45-60 Winchester features a 28-inch octagonal barrel and weighs 9.5 pounds. The .45-60 cartridge fired a 300-grain bullet at 1,315 feet per second, delivering 1,150 foot-pounds of energy, sufficient for elk, bear, and long-range precision work. Only 63,871 Model 1876 rifles were manufactured between 1876 to 1897, making originals highly collectible. In the dangerous world of Crossfire Trail, where Selleck's character faces both human and natural threats, the Winchester 1876 provided the range and power needed for survival. The film used this rifle in several key scenes where Selleck's character needed to make precise shots at distance, emphasizing the weapon's accuracy and power. Long-range power was crucial, but number 3 shows the importance of reliability. Number 3. Smith & Wesson Schofield .45, Crossfire Trail, 2001. At number 3, we have the revolver that the U.S. cavalry preferred over the famous Colt, and Tom Selleck's choice to use it reveals his deep understanding of Western firearms history. The Smith & Wesson Schofield holds a special place in Western history as the revolver that many considered superior to the Colt single-action army. In Crossfire Trail, Selleck carries this distinctive top-break revolver, demonstrating the kind of historical accuracy that sets his Western films apart from typical Hollywood productions. The Schofield features a .45 S&W cartridge slightly shorter than .45 Colt 7-inch barrel, and the innovative top-break action that allowed simultaneous ejection of all spent cartridges. This made reloading significantly faster than the Colt's loading gate system. The U.S. Army purchased 8,285 Schofields between 1875 and 1877, and many cavalry officers preferred them over the standard-issue Colt. Selleck's use of the Schofield demonstrates his commitment to authenticity. This wasn't the most famous Western revolver, but it was often the most practical choice for those who understood firearms. Crossfire Trail featured the Schofield in several gunfight scenes, where its fast reloading capability provided tactical advantages. Military preferences matter, but number 2 takes us to the working cowboy's favorite. Number 2. Henry Rifle 4440 Reproduction, Last Stand at Sabre River, 1997. At number 2, we have the rifle that earned the nickname, "That damned Yankee rifle you load on Sunday and shoot all week." And Tom Selleck's use of it shows why this was the most feared weapon of the Civil War era. In Last Stand at Sabre River, Tom Selleck plays a Confederate veteran returning home after the Civil War. His choice to carry a Henry rifle creates fascinating historical tension. This was the weapon that gave Union forces a decisive advantage. Yet post-war, many former Confederates recognized its superiority and adopted it for frontier use. The Henry rifle features a 4440 Winchester chambering, in reproduction form, 24-inch octagonal barrel, and the revolutionary 15-round tubular magazine. The original Henry rifles used 44 Henry rimfire cartridges and could fire 28 rounds per minute, devastating firepower in 1860s warfare. Original Henry rifles now sell for $25,000 to $45,000, depending on condition. The irony of a Confederate veteran carrying a Yankee rifle adds depth to Selleck's character while showcasing the weapon's undeniable effectiveness. Last Stand at Sabre River used the Henry rifle to emphasize the character's pragmatic approach to survival over Civil War loyalties. Rapid-fire capability changed warfare, but number 1 represents the ultimate in precision and power. Number 1. Shiloh Sharps. Number 3. Rifle 45-110, Quigley Down Under, 1990. Here's the number 1 firearm that stole the show in Tom Selleck's Western career, and this rifle represents the absolute pinnacle of 19th century precision shooting technology. It's the Shiloh Sharps No. 3 rifle in 45-110 caliber from Quigley Down Under. This isn't just Tom Selleck's most famous Western gun. It's arguably the most iconic long-range rifle in cinema history, and it's based on the real Sharps rifles that professional buffalo hunters used to make impossible shots across the American plains. Quigley Down Under made this rifle legendary when Selleck's character consistently made shots at distances that seemed impossible. But here's what most viewers don't realize. Those shots weren't Hollywood magic. The Sharps rifle was genuinely capable of that accuracy, and Tom Selleck trained extensively with the actual rifle to perform many of the shooting scenes himself. The Shiloh Sharps No. 3 features a 45-110 chambering, 34-inch octagonal barrel, and weighs 12 pounds. The 45-110 cartridge fires a 550-grain bullet at 1,330 feet per second, delivering 2,160 foot-pounds of energy. The rifle's single-shot falling block action and precision barrel make it capable of minute-of-angle accuracy at ranges exceeding 1,000 yards. Original Sharps rifles from the 1870s now command $8,000 to $15,000. while quality reproductions like the Shiloh cost $2,500 to $3,500. The Sharps rifle in Quigley Down Under represents everything that made the American West legendary: precision, power, and the skill to use both effectively. Tom Selleck's portrayal of Matthew Quigley elevated this rifle from historical artifact to cultural icon. Quigley Down Under featured the Sharps rifle in the famous scene where Selleck's character demonstrates his marksmanship at 900 yards, proving that it's a hell of a long shot, but it can be done. So there you have it, the 6 firearms that stole the show in Tom Selleck's Western career. Notice how each weapon tells a story not just about the movies, but about the real American frontier and the men who shaped it with iron and lead. What sets Tom Selleck apart from other Hollywood actors is his genuine respect for firearms history and his commitment to authenticity. These weren't just props chosen by a prop master. They were carefully selected weapons that reflected real frontier choices and historical accuracy. From the elegant ivory-gripped Colt to the devastating Sharps rifle, each firearm represents a different aspect of Western life. From the working cowboy's practical tools to the precision instruments of professional marksmen. But here's what I couldn't fit into this video: the incredible story of how Tom Selleck's personal firearms collection influenced his movie choices, and the specific training he underwent to handle these weapons authentically on screen. Which Tom Selleck Western gun impressed you most? Drop a comment below with your favorite, and let me know if you want to see a deep dive into Tom Selleck's personal firearms collection. The guns he owns off-screen are even more impressive than what he carries in movies. Hit subscribe and that notification bell for more deep dives into Hollywood's most authentic firearms. Until next time, remember that the best Western movies are built on respect for the real tools that tame the frontier.